Hello everyone, it's Yvonne here from the Aussie Goddess to do your weekly read here at random. So I'm just going to pull, we've only got 4 left, so or 5 left, whatever it is. So, Capricorn, you're next. So Capricorn, this is your weekly read from the 10th to the 16th of February. Thank you so much for joining my channel. When I first started out, I had hardly any Capricorn viewers, and now you are one of my biggest viewers, so I'm pretty proud of that. So thank you for joining me. Thank you if you're new. If the reading doesn't resonate, please make sure you check out other aspects of your natal chart. If you do want a personal reading, all my details are below in the video. You can contact me and organise something that suits you. If you're unsure of what to pick in terms of a reading, I'm more than happy for you to email me and I'll try and let you know what's probably best for you. Because sometimes people say, will this be enough? You know, will this give me the answers I need? And I think that most times you can get the answers you need very, very quickly. But other times it's nice to have the energy of a person sitting in front of you. Okay, so we are using the Pagan Tarot here, which is the card deck I'm in love with at the moment. I keep changing and I just drawn back to this one all the time. So I love it because it's traditional in its you know, I find that some of the decks are really difficult to really get, and I'm starting to work on some of the old ones I have here to go back to. This one here is the Angel Tarot deck, but because of the way that they portray the cards, sometimes they're very difficult to really get a good feel of. The pictures aren't really consistent with the messaging, so this one here is just so easy and so beautiful. The messages come flying through with this particular deck. So anyway, everyone to their own, of course. Alrighty, so Capricorn, very nice. You have the 10 of Pentacles coming out as your header card. Very interesting, you have the Devil behind that, which of course is the card of Capricorn, and the Fool behind that. What this talks about in your little mini read here is some sort of abundance coming in because you've left behind this devil energy. Now, the devil energy can be obviously about lust, extremes, you know, I talk about ego. But this is like you're getting abundance through leaving behind those parts of you that don't serve you any longer. So very much a part of, you know, being able to understand this devil energy and not having to use it in your day-to-day life. So maybe leaving your ego behind, maybe giving up on it at things that you've been finding very addictive. So let's see how we go. We have the High Priestess coming forward first. Now the High Priestess is a card of being in your intuition, feeling out the energies, understanding the importance of your intuition, understanding your feelings over what your head says. So sometimes our intuition is very strong, and we have to learn how to work with the intuition without the ego. So it's that whole thing of, you know, your gut's telling you one thing and your ego's telling you something. And it just had this in the Sagittarius reading too, very strongly today. So it's a message I need to get across to people. Sometimes when you want to do something and you feel in your gut that it's the right thing to do, but your head talks you out of it. So it's like you want to become a business owner. So you know you have an idea for a business, it's really good, it's fabulous. In your gut you're feeling this is it, I want to go for it, it feels fantastic. And then your brain says, what if it doesn't work? So you start to stop trusting your intuition. And I read this thing when because I've been doing a lot of work on my childhood, and sometimes the one thing that really blows me out about this, and people obviously are going to relate to this, when you're a child, if your parents are fighting, so you come into a room and you sense the energy because your intuition's on point as a kid, and you walk into a room and you're only small and you say, is everything okay? And your parents say, yep, nothing's happening, everything's great. And it's a lie. So what happens as you start getting older, you start to doubt that intuition because you've always doubted that when you were a child. So you knew something was wrong. Your parents should have said to you, yes, we're having a bit of an argument, honey, just go and play in your room and I'll come and talk to you in a moment. That would have been the truth. But because people discount that, it starts you doubting your intuition. Because we are taught to be only logical thinkers, and we're not taught to work with that intuition. Sometimes we don't trust it. The universe is saying here, you need to trust this intuition here. It's leading you in the right direction. I mean, sometimes you have to trust your head, okay? You do. You can't say, well, if I crash my car, I'm going to survive because my intuition says that, because your brain will say you can't crash your car because you're going to die. So sometimes it's about being sensible too, but it's also about listening to that part of you that wants you to have things in your life, that wants you to take chances on things that will bring you joy and happiness. The Eight of Cups is coming in here. So this talks of moving away from something that is no longer emotionally serving you here. It's about not having the satisfaction from what you've had. It's not finding satisfaction in your current situation. We do have the Empress coming out next. So the Empress is a card of like the divine feminine. Just remember, the divine feminine is not a person. It's an energy. It's an energy across the world where people are finding that divine feminine. It's not just about finding love. It's about divinely being who you are, but as a collective, not as a single person. Now, this is the Seven of Cups. So as the Seven of Cups is talking of confusion, delusion, illusion, it's also talking about having lots of choice here. Interesting reading, Capricorn. Okay, so you do have the Queen of Wands coming out here. So the Queen of Wands is a very attractive woman. She can represent the fire signs. So we are talking Leo, Sagittarius and Aries here. This person is very attractive. They're very, very charismatic. They're leaders, absolutely leaders. They're very strong, powerful people. And we do have the Hermit coming in next. So the Hermit talks of taking time out to find your inner light, to look for guidance, to see the way. And then we have the Four of Swords. So this too is talking about like checking in on your thoughts. This again is around the spirituality side of this. This is why I've had to talk to you, Capricorn. This is about balancing out your logic and your thoughts with your intuition here very, very strongly. You need to marry them up to become this sort of Empress energy here. And some situation in your life is causing you confusion and you're having trouble understanding this. Let's keep going. The Hanged Man is here. So the Hanged Man again talks about going inside and really investigating who you are and what direction you're going in. This is why you're having to move away. Your reading today is very, very much about your own internal processes. Seven of Swords coming out here. Understanding what you need to take forward on your journey and what you need to leave behind. And we do have the Sun out the front. Beautiful. So this is leading you to a very, very beautiful outcome here. And you've got the Ten of Pentacles, the Devil and the Fool up front here. So again, talking about, and the World. So you're closing out a cycle here. Beautiful. You're closing out a cycle because you're understanding your ego and your intuition very, very clearly here. This is a great reading. Okay, so for you for this week, you have a great emphasis on understanding the role of your ego in line with your intuition. Trusting your intuition. Understanding that some situations will require you to walk away from because they do not serve your greater good. This is about you moving towards emotional fulfillment. Understanding your role in this journey. Sometimes it can be very confusing. And it will take time to digest it and go inside. And the Hermit tells me, along with the Hanged Man, that this is a time for really understanding how you work, how you balance out who you are. Now, I see you taking on this energy of the Queen of Wands here. So you're feeling, and the Empress, you're feeling very attractive, you're feeling very beautiful, you're feeling confident, your self-esteem's great. Everything's great. But this Four of Swords tells me you keep going back to this energy of self-doubt, of letting your mind, your ego overtake here. So this is a process of understanding how your ego stops you moving forward on things that are going to serve your greater good. So for some of you, this is about being drawn away from something that isn't serving you for whatever reason. It's the universe pulling you here away from something that's not serving you. And whatever the situation is, it confuses you anyway. So whatever situation you're in at the moment that is causing you a great deal of confusion, that's because you're doing this head over heart, head over heart, heart over head over heart all the time. So this is about understanding and separating your intuition from your ego, and understanding that it's your ego that's holding you back here, because you are destined for great things. You're destined for abundance. You've got this Sun card here. So what you need to do is you need to understand the role of your ego and when that is correct to use, and the role of your high priestess, your inner self, your higher self, and when that's the thing to listen to. So if your ego is holding you back from walking in front of cars, then that's the place for your ego, because your ego does keep you alive. But if your ego is holding you back from having the life you want, then that's not a good place for your ego. It's being overprotective. It's not the place. You need to trust what you want in your life is there for you, and you can move forward on it. But at the moment, you're doing this, going backwards and forwards on the both. And the universe is going to work with you this week to get you in a place of understanding how to move with your intuition and leave your ego in its right place. Deep reading for you, Capricorn, this week. So I do have the Helper of Action here coming out for your Oracle card. And it says, you're blessed with many wonderful things to do. It would be great if you could take the time to make a plan first, but you probably don't have the time. So get busy, follow your instincts and have fun. You or someone you meet is very self-assured, capable and enthusiastic, and can do anything with a smile. And I think this is why you've got this Queen of Wands and Sun energy here, because the universe is saying you have everything you need. You have great potential. You have this abundance in front of you. You just need to know how to lead with your intuition rather than your ego. Great reading, Capricorn.